Come on, what is this? Trouble. Why is it? Okay. All right. Hello and welcome back to the Stack Cash AMA. This is our ninth AMA. Today is June 24th. And we're trying a new time thanks to the Stack Cash dial and the Telegram. But we're happy to be with you today. As always, I am a board member, Muddy Mo. Also, we got Vin on. What's going on, Vin?
What's going on, Mo? How's everybody doing out there today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, Vin just got back from out of town, so he rushed back to get with us. So we appreciate that from Vin.
Yep, definitely. I was like, I knew I could make it. I was getting ready to do it in the vehicle.
I love it, man. That's dedication, Vin. I like that. That's dedication, man.
Got to stay on top of things, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know you came back and checked on your dog. How's the dog doing?
Dog's doing great. Dog's awesome. Everything was good. I had somebody checking on it, so it's all good.
Nice,
Missed me. He
nice.
definitely missed me, though. I got to say that. But I had to do a lot of vacuuming. German Shepherd, so there's a lot of fur.
Listen, but it's worth the maintenance, though.
Yeah,
That's a family
absolutely.
member. So
Yep, yep, no doubt.
I love it. I love it. So again, we're coming back for our ninth AMA, and we'll keep doing these things on Saturdays. And I know you guys are busy, have family, and all that other stuff, but with Stack Cash, we just want to be consistent, and we want to make sure that you guys know that we're always here for you. So I know I'm happy to be with you guys today. And also, we have other board members come on, and hopefully, we even have some committee members come and join us. Um, the mood or the tone that we generally like to set with these AMAs is one that's pretty much laid back. However, it's very informative. So, some people want to take notes, and kind of learn about anything or ask any questions that you might have. Just for some house cleaning, please make sure you hit the like, and also if you haven't already, if you are on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe. And also, if you want to stay in the loop with Stack Cash, please feel free to add us on Discord, Telegram, and also Twitter. And all those links are in the description below. So, looks like we have another board member on. What's going on, little fish?
Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry, I'm
Hey,
a little
little
bit
fish.
late there.
All
Good
is
to see you,
well. All
buddy.
is well, man. Happy to have you. So today,
Absolutely.
guys, we'll be talking about a few things, and we try to keep, some subjects for for these MAs. So we'll have some subjects, but again, we're really flexible and really adaptable. So if you have any questions, if you want to talk about anything, feel free to go ahead and chime in. So today we'll be talking about on ramping. So a lot of people are going to want to know, hey, how do I on ramp into buy stack, and how do I get into Cashbox or even to buy cash tokens or to mint cash? So we'll be talking a little bit about that. And one subject I know you guys are really excited to hear is about the launch. So people have been waiting for months and on the edge of their seats, and we're just about ready to have essentially an extension of our first phase of our seed phase launch, which is the early adopter launch. This is where you'll be allowed, where users will be allowed to get ownership in Stack Cash, and that's essential. Especially in the DeFi world, having something that it'll be attached to your wallet in perpetuity, and not only just that, as early adopters, you get extra or early incentives or rewards above and beyond what a typical participant would get. So, how you guys feeling about the early adopter drive?
Oh, I'm excited about it. I can't wait, actually. It's good stuff. Definitely good to be early all the time, and catch up on what we got put out there already for you guys on Stack Cash. But yeah, definitely can't wait for that fair launch. You know what I mean? It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and we kind of done this in phases. So we'll have the early adopter launch. It basically allows for early team building. I'm sorry, early I'm sorry, it basically allows for early, ownership. And then we have the next phase, which is the team building in the NTT phase. That's where you can still buy NTTs. However, you won't get early adopter rewards, but you can start building your team for the Stack Fair launch. And at that Stack Fair launch, again, Stack Cash, one of the things we pride ourselves on is being transparent, also being, very equal and, allowing everyone to have a voice in the project. Our motto is for DeFi users, by DeFi users. So that's something that we hold really, really, really important to us. So how you guys feeling now? I don't mean to just keep running my mouth. You guys know how I do. How you guys feeling today?
Go on, little fish.
Oh, well, not too bad. I've just had a family day out, so bit tiring, sort of running after the children and that.
Nice.
I'm just ready to sit down now.
There you go. Oh yeah.
I love it. Also, we got another board member who's probably, I think he's working today, but we appreciate him pulling up in the chat. That's Nakamoto. He said, bless stagnation. Stagnation. Yes, sir. Nice to hear from you, Nakamoto. Appreciate you tuning in, man.
Absolutely. Going on, Nakamoto. Thanks for showing up, buddy.
Yes, sir. So we'll go through a few house cleaning and then we'll jump right into the meat and potatoes of what we're talking about today. Also, we'll have an opportunity to kind of run you all through exactly what's going to happen with the Stack launch. So at the Stack Fair launch, users get an opportunity to buy Stack tokens, which is awesome. But a lot of times, especially in DeFi, we're used to, once the token's out, then it's just kind of like, okay, I'm waiting to dump it. Well, here what we have is we have a lot of moving parts, but it all kind of makes sense. So I'll go through that in just a moment. Also, we got John O, another board member. He's on the roll, but much love. Appreciate you, John O. Thanks for joining in, man.
John
I
O.
love it. I love it. All right. So let me get this screen here, guys. Get it going. So, while the screen comes up, if you guys haven't known, we've been working hard behind the scenes. We obviously communicate every day. But again, if you're new to Stack Cash, just to kind of explain, how we do things is a little bit different. A lot of projects are accustomed to having, just one leader or a couple people that's leading. With Stack Cash, when we say entities and board entity and committee entity, what it is opening a door for you to also have an equal, spot at the table, especially at the board level. So those are the things that it's really exciting and it's really a first mover for the DeFi space. So just so you guys understand that and and kind of understand that you're needed. I said before we had a vote this week, and typically we've done our previous 8 AMAs at an earlier time. But today you see we're a little bit earlier. I mean, sorry, a little bit later. And that's awesome because that was voted on by the DAO and by the Telegram. So I know not everybody has time to vote, but if you do, we'll have many, many more votes and polls coming up through our Telegram, and also you'll be able to catch us in the Discord if you have any questions or just want to see what the votes are about. So,
yes, sir.
All right.
It's all about being a community, community driven.
Community driven. Exactly, Vin. Exactly. All right. So we got some goodies for you guys today. So as always, on the screen is our link tree. Feel free to check out our link tree. Is it on the screen? There we go. So feel free to check out our link tree. Again, I've said this before, but our link tree is not going anywhere. So you'll always be able to use this as essentially, a starting point for getting information about Stack Cash, and then kind of getting in depth about some of the insides and some of the other portions of Stack Cash. All right, look at Nakamoto coming on. Now, some of you all know Nakamoto from around the space. He's an awesome influencer. What's going on, Nakamoto?
What up, Muddy?
Yes, sir. Happy to have you on, man.
Little fish,
I'd love to see how. Go ahead.
Yeah, little fish, Vin Man, stagnation. Yeah.
Stagnation.
What's up, Nakamoto? Love the song. I play that song in my truck all the time. I'm loving it. Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah. When's the video coming out?
And if you guys didn't know, Nakamoto, he's got other talents. He made an awesome theme song for Stack Cash. You can go check that out on my Muddy Mo page. If you want to check that out, that is awesome. Happy to have you though, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. It's Sunday morning here around 7 a.m. That's why I'm able to, try to get up early to catch it.
Oh
Awesome.
man, we appreciate it.
It's
We
crazy, buddy.
appreciate it, man. Waking up
I'm all the
early.
way in New Zealand.
Nice, man. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
And I think that brings up a great point, Nakamoto. We have people from all around the globe. Stack Cash is truly a melting pot of DeFi. Not only are we DeFi veterans, and not only have we seen multiple projects, we have people that's on all different time zones and all parts of the world. So, thanks for waking up early for us, Nakamoto, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Open.
Okay. So real quick here. So just with the link tree, just some house cleaning. At the very top is all of our social media links. This is the best place to catch us. So if you're interested in, getting in touch with any of the board members or committee members, or just kind of knowing more about the project, this is the first stop. Also, we have the website we'll go through in just a moment. And we have the All About Stack Cash. Remember, we were able to do our white paper in a video form. So we have one more to add, and two more to add here. But after that, that'll be complete. And also, if you want to catch up on the AMAs, we'll get all the AMAs loaded here in the link tree, so you can kind of keep up with what's going on and stay up to date on all things Stack Cash.
Good stuff. Absolutely. You know what, Mo, man? I've been thinking about them TikToks too and stuff. I'm starting to get some ideas in my head. I can't wait. I mean, I ain't no TikToker, but shoot, I'll do anything.
Ooh, Vin, are you gonna do some TikTok dance, some Stack Cash?
Man, I'll do anything.
Hey, hey, guys. Vinny's on point. I experimented with a 1 minute TikTok video on my TikTok, and it was like a Shiba Inu thing, and it
Yep.
gained 100 and I think 200,000 views within like 2 days. That was insane.
Wow. Wow.
It
Yeah, we need
works,
a little bit
Maddie.
of
I
that.
mean, they have a wider range because people on TikTok, they have a short attention span. They don't. You only have 60 seconds to impress them. So if you
Yeah.
make like cut, edit, Stack Cash, funny videos, or you kind of make it a certain way where it catches their attention really fast, it can work. It's a great
Cool.
marketing tool.
Awesome.
Nice.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
have
you
to
know what?
practice.
We'll definitely move that way. We want to capture all crowds. So,
Yep.
some people on the YouTube space and Telegram space are experienced, but like to Nakamoto's point, that short attention span, we want to feed to that too. They deserve to be a part of Stack Cash too. Good info,
That's
guys.
awesome.
Good stuff.
That's awesome.
Good stuff. So also here, guys, is the Twitter. Here we're very, very constant on the Twitter, and especially if you're a part of our community, we follow our community. So come on and join us on Twitter as well if you want to kind of get into the loop and stay into the loop on what's going on with Stack Cash. And also, I brought this up a couple times before, but now again with the early
Our
adopters,
website looks clean, Maddie.
Ooh, appreciate it. Look, y'all did it. Give yourselves a pat on the back.
Our website looks fresh. That looks clean. That's a solid UI.
Yes, sir, man. The board did a phenomenal job of putting this
Shout
stuff
out to the
together.
board.
Yes, indeed. So this is the Stack Cash website of what we have now. And again, with our project, things are upgradable. So if people want even more, we'll be able to add more here. So just this is where we'll start, and this will be your basically home base, especially once we get it out and get the white paper officially out. This would be your home base. Here you can come and check out the about. So if you want to know more about us, if you want to know more about the project, it's all here. Also, we have the different, pages for our stack token, our cash token, and especially starting off the ownership, the NTTs. Now, I say NTTs, and just again, if we have new people, I want to explain this. So all an NTT is an NFT. However, it's untradeable. So it's basically stuck to your wallet like an ID, and it allows you to get protocol rewards. So to slow it down, everybody's going to get rewards from reflections from Stack. And if they participate in cash, you have all these different smart contracts that you can use within the ecosystem to make gains. With the NTTs, it allows you to get additional gains. So I know we have a sheet. I have to bring that sheet out where we can kind of show the potential of how much gains you can make with NTTs. But To be honest with you, this is where it's at. And once you're an NTT holder, especially a permanent NTT holder, this isn't going anywhere. So you'll be able to earn from the protocol. So, all right.
Hey, Maddie, can I ask you just to sort of roll that back a moment? And, you know, everybody knows an NFT, and you trade it. You can you know, you buy on it, you get some gains. Can you explain to the guys why we went with an NTT rather than an NFT? Because you can explain it better than I can.
No, perfect. So the significance of an NTT is, first off, you know, we want you to come and take off your shoes. I say that all the time on my channel. Take off your shoes. We want you to be here a while with us. We want people to be a part of it. But the primary difference between an NFT and an NTT is it being tradable. So a lot of times, especially experienced DeFi users know this. A lot of times when it comes to NFTs, there's a price associated with it. And when you have a price associated with it, you know, people are looking to ROI. And some people, you know, will, you know, dump the NFTs and things of that sort. So with the NTT, it's essentially, especially with, you know, the protocol giving a portion of its rewards to all the users that hold them. It's really important, you know, that, you know, those users or those participants, you know, stay with it. And again, you know, one significant portion of it is it allows you to earn both stack and cash tokens. So now we'll have the fair launches we'll talk about today. But the primary thing is, you know, it's not tradable, so you don't have to worry about we're looking at, you know, the price of the NTT and then the price of stack, and you know, you can only have to focus on stack and cash. And I think that's one of the main parts of it. Did that help, Little Fish, or was that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, really, you know, it's a commitment from you to buy it, but it's a commitment from the team, because we know that we're gonna, you know, you're gonna win with it. And as you say, you don't need to worry about the price of it afterwards. It's not like you're looking to buy it to sell it on. You know, you're looking to buy it as an investment to make gains within the ecosystem, and to you know, come out on top in the end. Really, you just don't need to sell it. You know, to be honest, I'm not going to be looking to sell one. You can't, but you know, why would you want to?
Exactly.
Hey, question, Marty.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, now just a quick question about liquidity pairing and that. Since we're gonna be on Binance Smart Chain with Pancake Swap and that, like, will the stack token or the cash token be able to be, you know, paired liquidity wise in terms of a Pancake Swap, when someone can go straight into the DEX and just pair it where they're able to buy it, because that could also bring in revenue from outside sources and that, instead of just the DApp as it is.
Excellent question. Thank you, Nakamoto. Yes. So, you know, one thing that's phenomenal about Stack Cash is, you know, we'll have our own DEX. So we'll have a DEX where you can actually trade, you know, swap tokens back and forth by stack and by cash. However, you know, to Nakamoto's point, being on Binance Smart Chain, we'll also, and especially we'll go through this when we talk about the allocation. So you're right on point with that with that question. But yes, so you can provide liquidity. You can do all the sorts with the stack token and the cash token on Pancake Swap as well. Now, one thing of note, if you were to buy the stack token or the cash token on Pancake Swap, you know, it's going to be an extra fee, and that fee goes directly towards the stack and the cash liquidity. So, you know, it's available, and we want to make sure that, you know, people love using Pancake Swap and public DEXs. So it will be available on Pancake Swap. However, you know, just like the NTTs, you know, we want you in here. We want you to kind of be family with us. So, you know, by using our DEX, it strengthens the protocol a little bit more. So we basically incentivize users to come onto our DEX and, you know, buy in stack and cash tokens. So, but yes, it will be available on Pancake Swap. Yep. And also, if we go to other blockchains, just say we went to Arbitrum, just say we went to Polygon, it'll be the same thing. We'll be on that main DEX on that blockchain, and we'll also have our own DEX as well. So
that's awesome.
Yep.
Hey, while we're on NTTs, Mo, there, remember we were talking about the other day, I don't know if we want to bring it up or discuss it later, about you know, the security wise, if you hold an NTT and you're made a mask and you get compromised.
Oh yeah, good. Hey, y'all see, this is why I love this. Perfect, great questions. So, the board, as being veteran DeFi users, we've been thinking of ways to help people be as secure as possible, especially with newcomers. We know, things happen. So, when you buy a token in any project or any dApp, if you lose your keys or if you lose your tokens, that's kind of it for you. Nobody can really help you with that. And although we can't help you with tokens here, that's one of the added features to buying an NTT. One thing with the NTT is if you were to lose your keys or lose, your security goes away with your wallet. If you have an NTT and it's on file for a backup wallet, you can have your NTT transferred to another wallet seamlessly. So essentially, now while you won't be able to get your tokens back, we can't help you there. You will be able to kind of start anew. And same thing in mind, when you have an NTT, you'll be able to receive stack and cash tokens. So you won't have to start over from zero and just be completely discouraged. So
Yep. Good
very,
stuff.
very, very good question, Vin.
Just another way we're looking out for the community. You know what I mean? And I believe that's probably like another first mover, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, because anywhere else, you're like, hey, I got a compromise. It's like, well, sorry, move on.
Check that off on the list. Exactly. That's another
Yep.
one. That's another one.
And that's something you wouldn't really be able to do with an NFT, isn't it? You wouldn't be able to
Right.
claim it back and then sell it on because it's part of that wallet that's been
right.
compromised. So
That's right.
Exactly.
Mhm.
NFTs, if you lose, it's just like a token. If you lose it, it's kind of on you.
Yep.
And while we, we urge everyone to be as safe as humanly possible, store your keys safely, get, hardware wallets, but at the same time, things happen, and that's why we have your back. We're here for you with that extra layer of security with NTTs. And last but not least about NTTs, it's also passive transactions. So you'll be able to, you'll see the stack coming into your wallet, often. We have rebalances and reflections that the protocol treasuries get. And, every time those protocol treasuries get rewards, you get rewarded as an NTT holder. So
Good stuff.
very good stuff, guys. All right. Real quick, we have them on right now. We have community members that, like we said, Nakamoto made an awesome theme song for us. We had, other people in the community that, made videos and things like that. We have, Little Fish on, and Little Fish, has done a phenomenal job with these Medium articles. So please go follow Little
Shout out
Fish.
to Little Fish, man. Yeah.
Shout
I've been
out to
reading his articles, man. He's dope. Shout out to Little Fish. Yeah.
cheers. Thanks very much.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, Little Fish is meticulous with this stuff. He wants to make sure it's right, and I like that. Here,
I don't want to
by
be
me.
putting out anything that's not right.
Right.
That's the last thing you want to do, isn't it? It's always check, and check again.
That's right.
Yep. He'll run it by me, Muddy. What you think about this? And I always say, hey, man, it's looking good. So, just another resource that we have from one of our community members that can really help if you want to, especially we'll talk onboarding new people today, but to onboard new people. And also if you just want more details or more of a newspaper style or article style write up on it, the Medium articles from Little Fish does a phenomenal job. So thanks, Little Fish, for that.
Okay.
All right. So guys, I can jump right into the launch and other stuff, but what do you guys want to talk about? I don't want to y'all know how I run my mouth. So what do you guys want to talk about? And then if y'all, we can pivot into the launch whenever we take a break. Though.
No, we're gonna be all over.
Let's do it.
Oh, what up, Tina?
Tina, what's up, Stack Nation?
Yeah.
Tina, what's going on?
Yeah.
PT.
I'm sorry to block you now, Nakamoto. My bad, man. Tina also says TikTok. I can't wait to see Vin's moves.
Oh, no pressure.
I love it. Tina's another board member. And if you guys see the Twitter and if you see some of the art that's on, the Twitter and our Telegram, that's really Tina. Tina is phenomenal with that stuff. So she's one of our favorites. Tina says, "Hey
Coming in.
Nakamoto, Little Fish, great to see you guys pulling up." Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shout out to Tina.
Shout out to
Really?
Tina.
She coming in with jokes today on me, huh?
You gonna have you breakdancing pretty soon, then. Show
Oh
them how to
man,
do
yeah. I be breaking bones, not break dancing.
it. I love it. I love it. Cookies and crypto. What's going on, man? Cookies and crypto has been around the space. It's good to hear more about this. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Happy
shout
to
out to
have you,
Cookies.
Cookies. If
What's
you have
up,
any
Cookie?
questions, if you have any questions, feel free to pop in and just ask us. And we'll get straight to it. So, all right,
All
guys.
right,
Is there
but
anything?
yes, I got a question. The state of DeFi and the
Mhm.
Stack Cash, the old school DApp, how things were, for example, in terms of ROI. That what makes Stack Cash stand out? Let's say from Drip, Elephant Money, Bankroll Flow, them style of ROI dApps and that. What makes us stand out from that style of yeah.
I love that question. It's a couple things. So first off, all of us on the line, we're veterans in DeFi. So we've all those projects you named, we've been a part of it. The key about Stack Cash, and one of the major things that to me makes it different, you guys can answer too, if you if you want to pop in with some other details. But to me, one of the main things is that first off, it's not built on Ponzi-nomics. And Ponzi-nomics means you need somebody new to pay the old people in the project. It's not built like that. So overall, our tokenomics to me are a little bit stronger, than those other projects. And not to say anything against those projects. We've learned a lot and taken a lot from those projects to build a project that's here for the people. So I think that's one of the primary things.
Yeah.
Another, thing that makes, Stack Cash to me a very unique is the team building. So, the better projects in the space got more people involved, and, people were able to build teams and feel a part of something. We know a lot of times, especially we're all adults here, a lot of times people don't feel a part of something. So the team building, and not only just that, the team treasuries, it brings in competition, and you can basically build on your own accord, and your team leader is not, he's a part of, or she's a part of the team. So there's no, oh, I'm making more and 10% of all your transactions. It's not like that. If they don't participate as a team leader, they don't make gains. So it's really
Exactly.
important. Yep.
That's a good point, because I noticed with contracts like that, like the referrals are very, very top heavy. And it sucks. Yeah, it really sucks that the influencer always gets more and more and more, and it kind of kills off the pool of money for the little people a lot. That's why I kind of had a kind of problem with stuff like that. It's just the referral structure. It has to be made a little bit more fair, as opposed to like ROI contracts like that, where just the influencer always benefits more and more and more with the devs, and then the community are left up for grabs. That's why their price actions is not performing as well long term.
Right. Yep. Well, the other thing with us too, there, Nakamoto, is you don't have to worry about getting harassing your team leader there for airdrops, because it's automatically done here at Stack Cash. You know what I mean? And if you participate more than your team leader, then hey, you reap more than he's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna automatically come towards you. So yeah, no more worrying about checking all the time. Did I get an airdrop? Did I get an airdrop? No.
Yeah. That's dope. That's innovation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also to add, I think one thing that's really key is giving people the options to move teams. And a lot of those projects that you name, once you're on a team, you're kind of stuck to that team. And then it brings basically a different kind of gamification. People, make different wallets and, refer themselves and this, that, and the other. So the team treasuries, it's really unique in that you don't need to do that. You'll make more by choosing the team that you want. And if your team leader or your team is not participating like you want in sweep stack or other ways that you can earn, you can easily change teams and make how much you want to make. And I think that's the key, is to really, really have individuals be able to perform within the team. And these team treasuries can grow as large as the team wants them to grow. So very good.
I see OXDR on the line. Shout out to OXDR.
Oh, XD, look at Doc pulling up, man. Doc, what's going on?
Hey guys,
Doc is in the house.
Hey man, I appreciate that. Thanks. I'm just getting some time here. I want to jump on, and hopefully I stay as long as I can, but I definitely didn't want to miss out. So thank you.
Awesome.
Man, we're happy to have you, man. Happy to have you. One thing, Nakamoto, it's another portion that I do want to talk about that makes us different is it's our first mover contracts. So, all the ROI dApps, we've had problems with and issues with. The one thing about them is that they're kind of made to be separate or their own entity. So with our CBC, and you asked about, pancake swap and providing liquidity with cash blue chips, it essentially what it is, it's protocol liquidity. So you're adding liquidity on the site, but you get a stable yield from it. And not just that, you'll be able to, we want you to earn stack tokens. We want you to get more cash tokens. That's obvious, right? But we also understand, and I know Doc talks about mutual funds a lot, and I love that because I love mutual funds in real life. With us, you can get Bitcoin, Ethereum, there's different pools in the CBC that you can earn, and this is the first mover that you can earn from those tokens. But even bigger, and speaking to the other projects that's been in the space, you'll be able to, if you want to earn Hex, if you want to earn Zen, if you want to earn Drip, you can do that, as long as it's voted on. There will be a super pool and a CBC pool for it. So you can earn tokens that's outside of the protocol. Not only does that help us with total value locked, it also helps us bring in all the people from the DeFi space. And not only just that, it also helps those other projects. So your favorite project can come and be a part of CBC, and they can actually earn their project's token.
I love it. Oh, I love this CBC.
Yeah, I just like the inclusion of blue chips and altcoins and Bitcoin, because when it comes to DeFi, we tend to forget about those, and they kind of paved the way for what we have now in terms of DeFi. I just like the inclusion of Bitcoin and Cardano, the altcoins that you can actually use in Stackcash instead of them just sitting in your wallet. You can actually bring them over to Stackcash and earn some yield on top of it. That's dope.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, why not get the growth? Why not get the growth while you're getting the yield? And I love analogies and certain stuff, so I'm gonna make an analogy here that fits. And I heard Nakamoto saying some stuff about the team building you guys were talking about when I jumped in, and how all those things. So my whole thing is like, okay, DeFi, when it first started out, it was new, right? The Wild Wild West, there was smart contracts, right? So I kind of consider old DeFi, like think about it when the cars got first invented. Oh my God, this is amazing, right? Henry Ford makes a car, you get the Model T. This is crazy, no more horse and buggy. And this was like revolutionary. But today's DeFi is outdated now. No one's still driving a Model T who's cranking a car, right? They don't exist anymore. You have to evolve. You have to innovate. You have to mature. You have to move forward. So they were great because they started the process and it's made roads get paved. But now it's time to move on from the old, outdated, basically archaic system to the newer things that are way how you have to evolve and move forward. So
awesome points. Yes, absolutely.
100% agree, Doc. Yep, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Muddy. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying 100% agree with that. You have to evolve. It can't just be like, guys, put more money in and it's a survive. And that's the one thing I'm just talking about, me personally. That's the one thing that, as a DeFi user, even an influencer, I just wanted to see more innovation. And I also wanted to see a project that can adapt over time. And I think with Stackcash, we put that all into thought when we put this together. Is this project is meant to kind of curb that lack of innovation and that me versus you kind of mentality. So great point, Doc.
And that's why we're here too, man. Just think about it, right? I mean, we're not like nothing that we're doing is like everything out there right now is in the code, right? So what we're doing is just making it better. So it's like putting on a nice set of tires, man. You can hug those turns, right? So that's what we're doing. We're getting a better ride here. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there we're using, but we're also being innovative and we're taking it to the next level too, as well.
Love that, man. We're not using the 87 petrol. We're using a 93 every time. It's that cash.
Getting them Pirelli.
Reebok pumps.
I'm a sneakerhead Nakamoto. I love that analogy. Exactly. Exactly. All
And
right, guys.
also
Yep.
yeah, branching out to new communities, broader communities, because you've seen Mari, the meme coin craze and whatnot with other communities, Cardano communities, Ethereum with Pepe, and even some memes on Post Chain. Now these things are funny, they're laughable, they all rubbish, trash tokens.
Yep.
But the thing they have an effective way of onboarding people, bringing in a massive by ways of a joke or meme or something like that. Will we be branching out to those communities and reaching out to them and trying to grab some of those communities to come over here as well? Because they're always looking at ways where they can spend their meme coins or trade them for, I don't know, cash tokens or some kind of way that we can onboard people through that way too, even by means of TikTok with what Vin mentioned here.
Mm.
You know what, Nakamoto? Everything you said is exactly what we want to do.
Yep.
Again, we want, this is almost like the melting pot type of DeFi project, whereas we understand that there's not just even a meme coin, it's a meme coin culture. It's also it's a Bitcoin maxi culture. It's an ETH max. It's these other groups that's in crypto. And to your point about the NFTs and the meme coins and all these different groups, yes, we want them, especially with CBC, we want to allow them to partner with us and to work with us. And what, not only can they benefit from their meme coins, because I'll be honest, it's just I'm not a meme coin guy, but it's certain people that just they'll die by meme coins. And there's nothing wrong with that. But on top of that, to allow them to kind of be welcomed into this side of DeFi is exactly what we want to do. We want to pull them into the fold. So great question.
Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that you got to come through the cash box to get into the CBC. You know what I mean? So not just anybody can come in here and just farm their coins. You know what I mean? So that's a great thing too.
And you know what, Vin? I love that you said that, because what Cashbox is essentially doing is forcing you to make gains. So you can enjoy your meme coins, you can enjoy your NFTs. However, when it comes to Stack Cash, you have to go through Cashbox in order to get into CBC. But it's allowing you to get extra gains and extra gains, and not just that, it brings on a certain level of education that everybody will be able to have. It's like, oh, I didn't know this existed. A lot of those the people in meme coins, to Nakamoto's point, are like the TikTok crowd, and they got the quicker videos and stuff like that. They like the more fun side of crypto, I think. That's exactly what Stack Cash is. We want to make this fun, and also we want to make it competitive. The whole nine, all wrapped up in one bundle. So
yeah, part of the reason why I made that song is just to capture the fun crowd, but at the same time bring them over here, get them educated with DeFi so they can know what sweepstakes is, cash box. It opens a can of worms for them to realize, oh man, there's just more to the game than just memes. So they can actually know what are the real projects with real utility can do for them in the future, long term, as opposed to just investing in a meme coin.
Right. Good point.
Good point.
Nakamoto. Yep.
And I say this all the time, Stack Cash, it allows you to be active in the space. With a lot of tokens around the space, you don't get to use them. Like, you get to hold them and hope that other people buy them so it go up in value, right? With us, you actually get to use the tokens as well as take advantage of the price appreciation of the Stack token and so forth and so on. So that's perfect, Nakamoto. It just brings it all together. We want to educate, and at the same time, what better way to educate yourself than to make gains? I've had jobs where I had unpaid trainings and paid trainings, and trust me, the paid training was always better.
Yeah.
So very good stuff, guys. All right, so real quick, I do want to talk about the launch just for a little bit. So we have let me go to the NTT page. We have the NTTs like we spoke of earlier. This is ownership. This is a part of you to sit at the table. So if you want to buy HBoard or a board NTT, especially as an early adopter, you'll be sitting at the table with everybody you see on the call today. So that's important, especially we've already kind of went through some of the main points of NTTs, but just to have something that you can always look back and say, oh, wow, I made some more gains. I made more gains. And not just that, NTTs also serve another purpose. Thanks for that question earlier, Lil Fish, because it brought it to my mind. NTTs allows two things. It allows users to basically have something to spend. We get that people don't want to just hold stuff and just wait. And we've had some bad experiences. So you don't want to just wait and get dumped on. Nobody wants that. So it allows you to have a little bit of something every day. So if you want to use Cashbox or, any of the cash contracts or even Stack, it allows you to get more Stack for just holding in your wallet. That's one thing. Another thing is, and I know a lot of people are concerned about this because we've had, issues with this, and hopefully Stack Cash, we figured this out, is whale protection. So a lot of times, you'll see, whales get a lot of the tokens, and whenever they're ready, they hit a button and, everything goes away. So with our protocol treasuries and with how our HBoard NTT works, it really does a lot to curve the need or the want for a whale to dump on the project while still welcoming them into the fold to actually make gains alongside the rest of us. So the NTTs, they serve a great purpose to, essentially allow you to have something to spend, and it also kind of curves the whales just dumping on us. So
yeah, good stuff. Also, I want to just tap in on that on the DAP. Nakamoto was talking about, and what Doc was said about innovation and stuff, and Little Fish coming up with some great ideas too. Our DAP's going to have some great visuals on it as well. You know what I'm saying? So, live stats and whatnot, and some things we can't talk about yet because we're working on it. But yeah, a lot of things in the work. So when you come to that site, it's not even going to be easy to make your transactions and everything, but it's going to be user friendly. It's going to look visually nice as well. You know what I mean? We're trying to make it like epic looking, prestige.
exactly, man. And I know you've talked about like the video game kind of feel. A lot of times, especially as a DeFi user myself, like, it's kind of, I'll be honest, it's kind of boring to come on and just withdraw a compound and look at the price.
Right.
So with us here, especially when it comes to like sweep stack and other things that you can interact with daily, right? It's really important to have something visual that people want to see and want to participate in. And not just that, it just builds excitement. Nakamoto, it kind of, especially with sweep stack, it can kind of bridge a gap. It's like, oh, wow, this is kind of interesting. My team won today. I got BNB directly in my wallet today. Maybe I can do the same thing tomorrow. And, the facts are is that with Stack Cash, especially if you participate, you can do just that. You can make additional gains. We keep saying additional gains, but it's just additional rewards on top of additional rewards. And it just kind of makes us stronger. So,
and I love
and also even with the even the team treasuries and whatnot, like team competitions, friendly competition. I see you used to do fantasy football friendly kind of stuff. Will the influencer be able to go live with for example, team treasury and whatnot, and create some kind of friendly competitions where the community or the teams under him win? We choose a winner, and then more revenue would come into the source, like weekly live shows or something like that, where it's like super friendly and whatnot. That's also an idea that could go into these treasuries that we setting up.
Oh yeah,
Nakamoto, you're on fire today, man. You're on fire.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly, and you have team sweep stack up right now. That's exactly what the team portion is for. And not just that, there's also competitions within teams. You can be a cheerleader for your team, but if you don't participate in the day, I can make more than you if we're on the same team.
Yeah.
So
why I said that is because of proof of participation is the reason why I said that. Get everybody to get involved. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's right. Ooh, I'm loving this. I'm loving where this is going. And I've been talking about some gamifications, with even most just said video games. I got some ideas pumping. I got some ideas, contests. Oh yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But even within teams, Nakamoto, one thing that's really awesome is that you can vote within a team. So if you guys want to have certain things, if you want to have extra giveaways or the team leader wants to do giveaways, team leaders get like 5% on other contracts as long as they participate. Some team leaders might say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna give that back. We're gonna do a contest within my team. I want us to win daily team sweepstakes. So all that's on the board, all that's available here. And I love that you brought up the fact that um having gamification, not just on the protocol in general, but also within your team treasury is huge, because that team treasury is going to be visible. And every day, especially if you don't participate for a week, you might come back and feel lost. So good stuff, man. That's exactly what it's built to do.
And don't forget, man, you can break off. You grab 10, you get 10 referrals under there. Boom! Now you get yourself your own team NTT and your own team going right there. So you definitely want to build a strong team.
Vin, that's a man. Y'all just y'all doing good today, boy. Y'all telling you, y'all are just on point. All right,
the crowd is here, buddy. The crew is here today.
I love it, man. Let's go. Listen, that time change might have did wonders for us, because you guys are bringing us some phenomenal points. And it kind of goes back to what Nakamoto said earlier too. We have what's called great migrations. So everyone who comes in has to be a part of a team. But, in order to kind of curve from teams getting too large, or from certain team leaders just taking advantage of just, being an influencer or whatever, if you get 10 people on your team migrates to its own team treasury and leaves that original team. So it's not just building one team, one mega team or anything like that. You can actually invite family and friends, and then you guys can get your own strategy on what you want to do within your team treasury. So great points, guys.
Oh, we got so many things in the works, so many ideas going. It's crazy, man. The wheels are always turning here, always.
And you know what, Vin? Even on top of that, if you have suggestions, if you have ideas, this is the place to bring them. We're open to all ideas, and everything comes down to a vote. We have safe wallets. Even we pay our devs. Like right now, I think we got to get us, the right number of confirmations in order to even pay our devs. Everything across the board is transparent. No one person can trigger anything, and that's what's another part that's awesome to Stack Cash.
Awesome.
That's dope. And also bridging out to the new blockchains, Maria, we're looking into that. Like, Pulse Chain recently launched, and the likes of Arbitrum and that, because they're bringing in new crowds as well. Will Stack Cash be branching off to them in terms of bridges and onboarding their communities as well?
Good question. And the short answer, yes. Now the board, y'all might know I talk about this a lot, because I'm excited about that notion as well. So each blockchain, there's crowds in different blockchains. There's some people that's just gonna always be thinking Ethereum. Some people are gonna always think Polygon. Some people are always gonna think Arbitrum, Pulse Chain, what have you. Yes. So I think one of the major key facets to Stack Cash is that we are the layer 2 that's able to move to different blockchains. While we'll start on Binance Smart Chain for multiple reasons, especially some of the tools that they have and liquidity and some other things. Yes, Pulse Chain, X1, whatever new blockchains come out, it all comes down to a vote. So all the users can say, hey, we all want to be on Polygon, no problem. That'll be we'll get it in the timeline, but that'll be the next step is to move on to different blockchains. Great question.
Yeah.
All right, so real quick, guys,
X1 might need your help too in terms of liquidity. I mean, platform projects like Stack Cash can really help that, because that's what they're looking for. Zen is looking for liquidity pretty much. It's lack of it. It's everywhere.
Yep. We talked about that too, Mom. And we said that we could be like the big thing right there on that chain.
Yes.
Exactly.
The only thing about the Zen crowd is it's just education. They come from a complete different world and mindset, like Muddy just mentioned, Ethereum mentality. They can't really get out of it. If you notice, Zen on the other chains is not catching much traction as the one on ETH, because it's always old heads wanting to just stick to Zen on ETH. Their money is always spent there, but the idea is to get them involved into the other chains. Suddenly they realize, it's cheaper to mint Zen on Binance, and then boom, there's a project there called Stack Cash. They can do X, Y, and Z with Zen, and then the X1 blockchain would really need dApps like Stack Cash to actually help them. It's a win-win situation for everybody.
Yep. Good points.
Nakamoto, you definitely get the gold star for the day, man. Great. This is another great point. Another great point.
Stack that up.
Stack that up. Oh, let's go, man. Stack that up. Yes. I'm glad that you brought up Zen. Because again, we're all, we're in the DeFi space, so we're all a part of all these different projects. We understand them. One thing about Zen, is that there's a quantity kind of thing going on. So, there's a lot of quantity, you want to burn tokens and get them out of circulation. But I think, in my opinion, the missing piece to projects like Zen, which is awesome because it's on multiple blockchains, is that it hasn't yet found a way to grow liquidity consistently and steadily. Once that liquidity starts growing, everything else is possible. The token price will go up and people get more interested, and it just continues to pick up. With that kind of community, with all of the backing that they have and the people that believe in how fair it is, Stack Hash is eerily similar in a lot of ways as far as fairness to Zen. The only thing is we're on the other side, whereas we are a liquidity growing type of project. We're going to have a base floor after the stack launch, which I'll talk about. But after that, base floor just only continuously grows. And not just that, we don't have a quantity issue because we've only going to mint 100 million stack tokens. That's it. And after that, good luck getting some stack tokens. And partnering again, going back to CBC, partnering with Zen and on multiple blockchains, it gives that community and our community an opportunity to kind of bond, and it kind of fixes one of their biggest woes, which is liquidity. And it also helps us because again, we want to be the melting pot of the DeFi space. So great points there, Nakamoto. I love that.
Awesome.
All right, guys. So real quick, we're going to have a stack liquidity drive, and we have it in 3 phases. So we talked about the early adopter phase. The early adopter phase, all it is it allows you to get ownership in Stack Cash. And then beyond that, you'll be able to earn. We have a pool. I'll show you in just a moment. We have a pool or a portion of all of the stack, funds that's raised. We have a portion of that going directly to those early adopters. So, being a part of us early and helping us really, catapult to the next stratosphere, we really value that. And, we have something set aside for that. However, one thing that's really important, and we've heard this with other projects, and we've seen like, teams and, all these other people have an advantage of having more stack tokens. The last and final phase, the second phase we have is the NTT and the team building, where you'll be able to still buy NTTs, but team leaders will start to build their team treasuries. And it's important as a team leader to be in that phase. You can get in at any time. However, if you get in at phase 2, it allows you to take advantage of the Stack Fair launch, which will basically grow your team treasury larger. So with the third phase is the liquidity drive. It's a 1-week process, and everybody that you guys see on the call today, none of us have stack tokens. We have NTTs, but we do not have stack tokens. And we've done that purposely for a reason. There is nobody within the Stack protocol, and whether it's on a Binance Smart Chain or any other blockchain, that will be able to get cheap or free stack. No devs, none of that. So, the main thing is this liquidity drive is basically built it's basically an IDO to basically grow the liquidity of the stack token and also some with the cash liquidity. And again, it's a 1-week process. And with this, one thing that's important to note, everyone who gets in at the liquidity drive or gets in at the Stack Fair launch, there's no taxes on how much stack you buy. So there'll be a portion of stack that's set aside for all the users that participate in the liquidity drive. And with that, again, there's no taxes on that. So I know some of y'all just waiting on the token to come out. I get it. The Stack liquidity drive will do a lot of promotion for that, but that's going to be really where you want to get a good head start, and basically get Stack at its lowest possible price is going to be. I'm sorry I'm talking so much. Y'all, did you have anything to add on that?
Good stuff. I got some more comments there too in the chat, I think.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me check it out. Let me check out the chat. Oh yeah, we got some comments here. All right, let me take some time. Let's check these comments. Tina's on fire today too. We're all about being fair here. We look out for every investor. No Ponzi here. Thank you, Tina. That is a great point. That's exactly what we're built to do here. Everything is fair. There's no Ponzi, anything like that. And Tina says, earn reflections in Stack. You can also earn in cash. You can win cash, and you can win BNB, and you can win blue chip tokens. Exactly, Tina. Exactly. It just keeps coming, right? Oh man, Peachy, what's going on? Another board member coming in. What's going on, Peachy?
P.
And you guys, please go follow everybody on. I think everybody on has a Twitter. Please go follow all the Stack Cash board members, committee members, even DAO members. Go follow everybody on Twitter. These guys do a phenomenal job of commenting and talking about anything on Twitter. Just go check them out. They're good people. But Peachy also has a Twitter. He's done a phenomenal job of promoting Stack Cash there too. So shout out Peachy. He says Stack Cash is DeFi evolution with the finest innovations created within a trusted and safe environment for us in all types of projects. I love it. Oh, stack that up, Peachy. Stack that up, Peachy.
Love that, Peachy.
That is clean. That is. We might use that, Peachy. That is clean. Precisely. And I think we get it. And we're just trying to get that message out. That is a perfect way to word that, Peachy. I love that. We are DeFi evolution. And to your point, we've added a lot of innovations here in a trusted and safe environment. I love that. Thanks, Peachy. Yeah, that's awesome.
Good stuff.
All right. Tina said, let me see. I'm ready for teams. Okay, let's go, Tina. She said, I got my Stack mamas in line ready to go. Bring more women into DeFi. Tina coming in hot. Huh, Tina?
Oh, I can't compete with her.
I think Tina brings in a great point, and it kind of goes back to what Nakamoto said as well. Other crowds into the DeFi space. Typically, the DeFi space has been 95% dudes. So just being honest. And there's a lot of opportunity. A lot of women are really, really, really good at community building and bringing other people in. They're really good at that. So Tina is on point. She said she got the Stack mamas ready. So we want to also have this project is going to also cater to the women too, and to bring in just a different demographic that we haven't seen or who hasn't had an opportunity to really experience DeFi at the higher level. So love that, Tina. Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I hope more women can take from what she's doing, being in a part of a board leadership kind of role thing, doing her thing. That's, I hope just more women adopt that, you know what I'm saying? So that'd be great for DeFi.
Yeah, definitely. We do need more women in crypto too, period. Because, the crowd has always been men and that, but, shout out to all the ladies in crypto, man.
Amen.
Yep, absolutely. And I'm sorry, I was going to say that so far today, for a lot of things, from the time I've been listening in, Nakamoto, man, you've been dropping some serious gems. So congrats on that. And Tina's been dropping some gems in the chat. So you guys are definitely stealing the show. So great job there. You guys are doing some great, excellent things. And yeah, we do need more women. I mean, finance in general, money in general has been like a male dominated thing, but there's a lot of big women out there in regular finance. There's a lot of women right now I see on YouTube, and they do crypto, and the more to keep coming in, the better for all around. So
that's true. I see some women influencers on YouTube and even on Twitter too. So yeah, definitely. Hopefully it just keeps growing, that'd be great for the space.
Exactly. I concur with everything you guys said. Also, now I'm a millennial, but also even the younger demographics, these, I can't even think the Zennials and all these other groups, they are born with a phone and a tablet and a PC in front of them.
Right.
So being that melting pot to bring these different crowds in is a key part to Stack Cash. Great points, guys. Great points. All right, so real quick, and I'm not going to hold you guys long. So the Stack Fair Launch or the Stack Liquidity Drive, a lot of people, would want to know, hey, where's the money going? All these funds is coming in. Is it going to pay the team? Where is it going? So if you see here on the Stack Liquidity Drive, the breakdown, there's no allocation that we have, for teams or dev or anything like that. everything goes essentially to build the project and to mostly grow the liquidity. And you see, we have 20. Only the thing is 20% USDC that will be held or be raised in the drive is held aside for the early adopters. Everything else, you got the stack liquidity, stack USDC liquidity, stack BNB liquidity, the stack liquidities on Pancake Swap, the cash liquidities. You got some going to sweepstakes. So it's just like you have all of the liquidity, and I just want to make sure everybody's kind of clear on that all liquidity from the launch or the initial drive is going directly to the liquidity. So it's all going to help the project.
Good stuff. And go out and check those charts out, man. Mo put a lot of time into those charts and those videos all about Stack Cash. Don't forget to check those out. We talk about that all the time. It's just great to be able to listen to the white page rather than have to read it.
Yeah,
Good point,
that's
man.
That's a good point, Van. We do need more videos, more explanatory videos, more influencers to come on board and start making videos and whatnot. As soon as we launch, that'll be a great help, man. Because we also have a wider reach as well. We can try and bring in more or reach out to more audiences and that.
Yep, absolutely. Good point, Nakamoto.
Exactly. And last but not least, guys, the Stack token is the backbone and the heartbeat of Stack Cash. Its reflections are essentially going to be able to pay the yield for everything across the board. Not only that, within especially each cash smart contract, we have built-in whales that make those contracts to be self-sustainable within the ecosystem. But overall, on the distribution, as you guys see here, our Stack generator, which is the largest participant, the largest holder of Stack, and it only adds liquidity once it gets too big, basically, is getting basically half the Stack tokens. Excuse me. And the participants will split about 20%, roughly around 20% of the total Stack tokens that's available. So all this is, and also there'll only be 100 million ever minted. And all this is essentially saying is, the Stack fair launch is going to be the best chance to get the most Stack that you can get. And not just that it's not going to be a lot in circulation. With our protocol owned treasuries, in addition to the team treasuries, there's going to be less and less Stack tokens available. And everything here is fairly distributed, and it essentially helps our protocol treasuries. And, you see the portion here about the team treasuries. You want to get in, especially at phase 2, and start building your team. Like Tina said, the Stack Mama, she's gonna start building them early. If you build your team in the phase 2 and before the Stack launch, you'll be able to get a percentage of Stack tokens that goes directly to your team treasury. So that's really important as well. And so that's just basically our distribution of how the Stack tokens will be divvied up after the Stack launch. So
yep. Good stuff.
Cool. All right, guys, talk to me. So we got a couple minutes left. Let's talk about anything you guys want to talk about.
Oh, Gensler, I seen your post, Muddy. I seen your Twitter post going at Gensler.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Gary Gensler. He's at a point, I think, where I think he's already given up. He really wants to get close to Binance and CZ, and I think CZ, who's the leader of Binance, if you guys didn't know, I think this is a good sign for DeFi, and it's a good sign for crypto that Gensler and the SEC is having a little bit of a hard time, because what that means is it's more than likely going to allow people to still off ramp through Binance US and other off ramps from Binance. That's huge. Not only just that, I'll be honest, especially with Stack Cash, the BNB price matters. So if the BNB price is up, more than likely Stack Cash is doing better. And not only just that, we're a community project. Other projects within the community will have a little bit more staying power. So I'll be honest, not political or anything like that, but I hope Gary is very unsuccessful at trying to regulate.
He will be, definitely. He will be, because I always be defending CZ because people try to compare him to SBF, and that when those are two complete separate entities. CZ's been here for many years. and he has
Yep.
the ability to, like, you notice every bull market, every time Bitcoin halves, CZ gives you something. Like 2020, after the
Yep.
Bitcoin halving, he launched Binance Smart Chain because he understood that Ethereum's gas fees was just up to the roof. People hated it because people started to do NFTs and wearables and all of that stuff launched on an OpenSea. People hated Ethereum, and then boom, off comes Binance Smart Chain, and you've seen a huge crowd just migrate from Ethereum and jumped onto Binance Smart Chain, and it became one of the best, most successful chains to this day. Like CZ, he does that. Even with this AI thing, he's got his own platform coming up, and it could explode. Like he's an innovator. He's like different from SBF. SBF came and gave you an exchange, and he was just stealing on the back end. Whereas Binance.us and all of these people, like, they've been successfully working. People haven't been having any issues withdrawing and whatnot over the past few years since 2017. So it's not likely that CZ is gonna just run with the bag or they're gonna criminalize him. But I don't see him as being a criminal, bro. I look at him like Charles or someone like a Richard Hart or someone like that.
You know what? And I'm trying to find it in the background. One reason, I really like CZ, and you brought up a lot of good points, Nakamoto. CZ came, he actually made DeFi more usable. I was one of the original guys on Ethereum. I remember when those fees were cheap before it was popular. We were using Tron as well at the time. And when the fees jumped up, you can go look at your gas fees on Ethereum and you might throw up on yourself. Like it's a lot, and as you know, in DeFi, we want to make transactions. We want to do some different things. And to your point, CZ just, to me, did a phenomenal job of, making a blockchain that's usable to DeFi users. And also, to me, it's almost like a magnet. You can bring in other things and build off of it, and I love that about it. The one thing I do like about Binance Smart Chain, and even BNB, that most people don't talk about, and this is why I wasn't even as nervous when BNB, when they were attacked by the SEC. BNB is deflationary, guys. Do y'all know that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like,
it burns them.
Yeah, no, they're burning BNB. BNB is deflationary. So long term,
I seen it shoot up back in 2020. All of a sudden, it went from like $40 to $120 within a week. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Nakamoto, I think you were in BNB with me because it was $40. All I remember was $40.
Yes, you remember that $40 BNB, and then they announced Binance is burning every quarter, and then every time they burn, it's like 200, 300. I'm like, oh man, I wish I had more BNB.
Right? Who knew?
And I think a lot of people talk about, oh, well, he owns it, it's centralized, and da 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 da. The Ethereum Foundation essentially owns Ethereum, in a lot of different ways. And, with BNB, like, to make it deflationary and, also to have the transactions be faster and cheaper than that of Ethereum and other blockchains, it's just, I don't think it's going anywhere for a long time. I love it.
Exactly.
I like what CZ is.
To your point, Muddy, even Ricky's case, you've been going at him a lot, but sometimes centralized is better, because look what he did with Hex successfully, where he got the people to give him the ETH, and then he goes back on the market and buys back, the Hex circulating supply, which jacks the price up huge until he manipulated all the way up to 10,000x. So sometimes centralized works.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started, Nakamoto. But no, I actually agree with you. I think Jack said the same thing. Especially, with certain projects, it takes people to get it going. And when a trusted group or people, especially like in the Stack Cash's case, is kind of starting it off and kind of getting the pedals going, once it starts going downhill, you can't stop it. So yeah, I agree with that. I think centralization, to start is really, really good, but obviously you want to get to immutability at some point. You want to get to, the more decentralized, the better. But to start, 100% agree with that. Centralization does help. So agree.
Yeah. Yep. Good stuff.
Good stuff. Okay, guys, you have anything else? I'm here. I got all day. So if y'all want to talk, we can talk. If not, we can wrap it up. But I appreciate all you guys coming on. again, guys, today we talked about, NTTs. We had some great questions from, all of our board participants. And I want to shout out all of them individually. We got Vin on. Thank you, Vin. We got Littlefish. Thank you, Littlefish. We got Nakamoto. Thank you, Nakamoto. We got Doc on. Thank you, Doc. We had Peachy, Tina in the chat. We had Cookies on. I love what we're building here with this project. And I really, really appreciate, the fact that, you guys are as DeFi users, as veteran DeFi users, understand what we're trying to build here, and we're all moving in the same accord, going one way, and that's up. So,
yeah, definitely. It's just a good vibe all around. Putting this project together and the way we're moving with it, the way it's coming together. It's just a good feeling. You know what I mean? It just feels different.
Yep,
exactly.
Absolutely.
And also, real quick, let me say this because, we're very, very public. Somebody asked this in the Telegram, and I just want to be clear. We don't consider ourselves competition to anybody else in the DeFi space. Again, as I talked about with CBC earlier, we're an encompassing project. There's no, if we win, you lose. We all can win with Stack Cash, and especially with how transparent we are and how about the community as a DAO we are. I just want everybody to understand that. Some people, especially, in previous times in DeFi, has been accustomed to, oh, we're better than them and we have to knock this project out and this project out. I think Nakamoto said this earlier, the innovation, I'm sorry, PG said it, the innovation is key here, guys. We want all people to succeed here, not just a couple few, and we don't want to, force you to only deal with our project. We actually embrace all of the DeFi space, the meme coins, the NFT projects, the Bitcoin maxis, the Zen maxis, the Pulse chain, all of that stuff, even the other DeFi projects, the ROI contracts who probably didn't work as well as people like. We embraced you guys to be a part of it. And we hope that, I hope that, it can change some of you guys' minds and hearts about how the DeFi space should be ran. It shouldn't be, whereas if you like this project, you have to hate another project, in my opinion. What do y'all think about that?
No, absolutely. 100%.
This ain't no drip killer, no elephant killer, all is welcome. Everybody from all communities is welcome. It's Stack Cash innovation. Come over here, lower your ego, and come work with innovation.
That's right. Absolutely.
I love that because I wasn't gonna say no names, but I'll be honest,
You know me, buddy. I just shoot straight because some of them got no ears.
And you know what? It doesn't really matter what you're in. It's true, man. It doesn't matter what you're in. Yes, the people who lead them, that's a whole other story, and leave that untouched. But the people that are in the communities are in more than one, and it doesn't matter what you're in, and you can still love something else and you love whatever you want, but there's always room for other things, and it takes time. But once people see different things and how they operate, like you were saying before, you win over the hearts and minds over time when they see things, the difference of how this compares to other. On their own, they will start to realize, and the light bulb will go off one by one.
That's right. At the end of the day, it's all about making gains. You know what I mean? Coming together as a community.
Yeah, because DeFi is ours after all. I've read it. I might cover this in one of my videos, but I've seen an article that's very dangerous that Gensler is setting up a team of 50 people, and they specifically looking into CZs, like any contract built on top of BSC. And I might cover it in a video. It's really dangerous. Like they're coming. He's setting up SEC 50 members where they specifically are studying smart contracts and to see how they can look at it and say that's a security, and that's very dangerous. Like DeFi, we have a battle against greater entities as well. Like it's a fight right now between traditional finance, them coming over here trying to regulate us, and us trying to show them that decentralization and DeFi and whatnot can work over the next few years. So we have a crazy battle in our hands.
That's right.
If I could throw on something, I'm sorry, man. I'm saying if I could throw something on the macro real quick, it's just about, because I always follow the macro stuff, and I had a clip I shared of a video with Raul Powell, and he did with Tom Bilyeu. Go look it up. It's long, so take your time. Nobody likes to, I know we have the microwave society. People want 10, 15 seconds, and that's it. So the attention span they got like a goldfish. But if you take the time to look, and you can see, Gensler is just a puppet. Everybody knows that, right? Who controls him? The big banks. The big banks and the big money control the world. The central banks control the world, right? So the bottom line is he's just doing whatever he's told. And the bottom line is they know that this is the thing. I mean, Jerome Powell just mentioned crypto, and he said it's not to be stopped. It's here to stay. They literally asked him, and he literally said it's not going anywhere. Like, he's admitted it's not going. Everybody, they know it's not going anywhere. They're just trying to slow the brakes down because they can't let the fiat system completely collapse. And to be honest, crypto and DeFi is not ready for the fiat system to collapse yet. It will be anarchy. It's not ready, but it will be ready, and it will build. And Raoul Powell said it basically. You have to glide into one growing as one keeps dying. You have to have that transition time. So they're just trying to slow it down. They're trying to put the brakes on it. If you follow into the politics, look up choke point. This is choke point 2.0. Look it up. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The banking system and cutting off the on ramps and off ramps. But they're just trying to stop, because look at the banks, right? All the money's leaving the banks. Nobody wants to deposit. Nobody, like we told before, nobody younger wants to be in a bank. That's not your money. Everybody knows it's not your money. They own it. As soon as you give it up, you give up ownership. It's no longer your money. So if you just follow those things and look into those things and realize that they're just doing what they're told, they're basically a bunch of puppets doing for that, but they're just going to try to slow it down. They want, and I also believe, and I'm sure everybody does, they want to scare people enough, because trust me, the big whales, the big money, all they're going to do is they're trying to push the price down to load their bags low, and then they're going to have some interesting news, and all of a sudden they're going to pump up, but they're going to be the ones who bought it all low and made everybody dump. They're basically dumping the price. They're pushing the price down on purpose because they're secretly buying. They're secretly loading up, but they're trying to put the fear out there so they can keep the price suppressed until they got into the. I mean, look at BlackRock, right? BlackRock all of a sudden announces they want to launch a Bitcoin ETF. The dude said, can't think of his name right now, Larry Fink, that they would never. He said he had nobody in his entire company. The guy runs a $12 trillion with a T, $12 trillion organization. And said that nobody wants Bitcoin, nobody asks, and all of a sudden he wants to launch an ETF because they push the price down. They know what they're doing. The whole thing is a game. So if you read between the lines, man, it's all a game.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember to your point, OXDR, Jamie Dimon, he did the same thing back in 2019 when Bitcoin was around 14K, and he just came out to say Bitcoin's trash, it's a scam, and all this other stuff. It tanked down to a line throughout 6,000, and they found out weeks later. Soon as it tanked, he bought in like 100,000 BTC.
Exactly. That's what they're doing. They know the game. That's all it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Wall Street plays a lot of man. They dirtier than these. I mean, crypto whales. Don't even. Yeah. When BlackRock and them come over here, people are gonna see how they play games. You've seen what they did to Do Kwon last year.
Yep.
They bring in the fear, right? They lower the price and they buy it, and they bring the price up, and it's like rinse, wash, repeat, And I think kind of coming back to the DeFi space, guys. I think Doc and Nakamura, y'all have some great points. We have to make sure that again we're in an embrace of DeFi space. We're not big enough, like you were saying, 12 trillion with BlackRock and these other major financial institutions. We're not big enough in DeFi to say, oh, I'm going to go to this project that has 50,000 and 10,000. Like we're not large enough or strong enough, to Doc's point, to be able to handle that kind of push if that were to come into DeFi. So right now is a really good time for us as DeFi users, and not just that, as DeFi projects as well, to kind of get on one accord. And there's so many people who don't know about the space that we're in specifically. We have an opportunity here to essentially, like we were talking about earlier, bring so many people into what we have here and to understand that you can do banking differently. You can do banking, your way. You own your own custody, and you own your own wallet. There's so many people in the world that's unbanked that we don't see every day, but it's so many people that have to use a phone for all of their funds in the world, right? So why not, bring them into something like Stack Cash? Why not bring them into the DeFi space?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And to your point, Marty, you mentioned we're so far ahead. You mentioned it in a live the other day. We're so far ahead, it's crazy. There's a bank over here in New Zealand that's bragging about paying people 0.025% on your savings per year. And they are like, there's an ad literally on everybody's net that's saying, that's the best bank ever, and they're paying 0.025% per year. Yield.
If they only knew.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yes.
And I don't want to get too preachy, guys, but what that really is they know people are going to run out of road. They're going to run out of time. I mean, time is the most valuable asset. We can't afford to waste it. You don't have time to wait a year to make 0.025 on your savings. You know, we're here. You can come and use something like Cashbox and make 0.5% per day on your principal.
Right.
So listen, they're rearing up. They're getting ready for us. That's how I see it. You know, projects like StatCash in the DeFi space as a whole. I think, you know, to your point, Nakamoto, you know, we're so far ahead of it. You know, now it's just time to embrace it and bring other people along with us. So,
yep, absolutely. Good points, guys.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, this has been fun. This is the 9th AMA from StatCash. Please make sure you hit the like. Also, please make sure you follow everybody that you saw today. Nakamoto does great videos. Doc does great videos. Vin got the shorts on lock. Go follow Vin. Little Fish on Medium. We got Peachy on Twitter. We also got Tina on Twitter. Please go check out all of the team. Also, obviously, check out Muddy Mo on everything. You know, we have a team here that kind of, we know what we're talking about. And not just that, you know, we want to bring everybody into the fold and we want all of us to be successful. So, any last words, guys?
Stay tuned for the Vinman TikTok show.
Vin, I gotta see you pop and lock, bro. I gotta see it, bro. I gotta see it.
No promises.
I love it. I love it.
No, I had a great time today, man. Great show. It was awesome seeing everybody coming up and having a say, and some great points today. It was awesome. So I'm looking forward to the next one, as always.
Definitely, Vin. Definitely, Vin. Good words there, guys. And again, thank you for everybody for contributing your thoughts and ideas behind, you know, a project that, you know, StatCash that is for DeFi users by DeFi users. On the screen here is the link tree. Please make sure you go check out the link tree. We're going to be updating with some more links. Also, check out all about StatCash if you want to look through the white paper. And the white paper in full, especially for those who like to read, will be available soon. So please go look at the link tree, and also the website will be out too. So we got a lot of stuff coming back to back to back. Just make sure you stay in front of it. And if you have any questions, come check us out in Discord, Telegram, Twitter, and also YouTube. All right. Thanks. Yep. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Everybody have a great rest of your weekend.
Have a good one. Later.
Yep.